Good evening and welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your host, the laid back, down to earth life coach, Aisha Israel. And tonight, I'm doing something I haven't done yet. It's called Candidly Aisha. So you just have me. I don't have any guests tonight, and I guess I will turn off the notifications on my phone so you don't have to hear them. But hopefully, you're ready to talk to me. So let me turn this off. Do not disturb. All right. Okay. Yes. So, like I said, hopefully you're ready to talk to me. I just wanted to start out. Um, why am I doing this? Um, because I haven't done it before, and I just wanted to try something new. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to just hear from me directly. I don't have necessarily any specific topics that I want to talk about, but what prompted me to do this tonight is I typically listen to Shirley Strawberry's Strawberry Letter probably a couple to a few times a week. And this morning, what I heard just made me want to have just a conversation, just something to talk about. So, without playing it and giving you a brief recap, um, it had to do with a lady who wrote in about she had an 8 month long something she called an entanglement. Yes, she did use that word in her letter. An 8 month long entanglement with a pastor who happened to be married. And so she describes how it began. She met him in a parking lot, I think at work, not really sure, maybe an apartment building. I really don't recall if she was specific about what type of parking lot, but it was a parking lot in a place where they frequented. And so she says something about um, he approached her, said hello, just casually. And so once she found out who he was or that he was married or whatever, she attempted to distance herself. And then she said they became friends on Facebook, and then he started to um, send her private messages, inbox her on Facebook, and they ended up meeting, going out, and things developed into um, a non-platonic friendship. And so the thing is, this happens a lot. So I will say this. I will start out by saying this. I like people. I like all types of people. And so I have had the joy and the opportunity of meeting a lot of different types of people in my lifetime. I'm not super old, but I am in my mid 40s. And so I've met a lot of people. I've met all types of people. And I've had a lot of different situations in my life. And I'm very um, much a learner. So I like to learn about people. I like to see things and hear things from their perspective. I'm very analytical. Yes, I am. I am opinionated and also decisive. So I know these things about me. And sometimes those characteristics um, scare people away, unfortunately. But how it works out for me is that with being analytical and very much an observer, I prefer to learn from other people's mistakes. But I like to hear the details of how they get involved in those mistakes so that I can avoid them and plan ahead, so that I don't have to endure the pains that a lot of people have endured. That doesn't and hasn't always worked out for me. If you um, have followed me for any length of time, then you know my story. You know that I am on my second marriage. I remarried a little over 2.5 years ago to the love of my life. I'm very happy. But I did endure a very traumatic experience in my first marriage. And so with that, I took from my experiences, um, I'm trying to think of the word. I took from my pain, and my experience, strategies to not fall into the same situations. And so I analyze, um, just details so that, I can plan ahead. And so I said all that to say that, um, in addition to learning from people, I like to share. And so, I'm open to a lot of things, but one thing that I am not open to, one thing that I will never, and I can say never, that I will never bend to, is adultery. So I know that there are lots of different, scenarios, lots of different reasons that people might find themselves in certain situations. Um, but that's one thing that I think is, incredibly problematic in all types of relationships. And so where I, um, help people strategize, with their life plan. That is one thing that I encourage people to avoid, for many different reasons. But for, um, aside from moral issues, I think it's not safe. Um, I just don't. And so, anyway, having said all of that, I'm not going to keep you very long tonight unless people have comments. Hi, Chrissy. um, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in person in a while. Miss you. I know you're happy that you don't have to, come out to the city, considering the weather is not going to be great tonight and tomorrow morning. But anyway, so yes, so I was going to talk about marriage. This is not the Mary gang. It's not girl talk, but I was going to talk about marriage and some essential things. And so I think that two essential things of a happy marriage, two essential parts of a happy marriage, are honesty and agreement. So I know a lot of people have had like lots of opinions about like Will and Jada and lots of celebrity, marriages and relationships. I don't have a lot to say about relationships that aren't marriage, simply because, um, I think it can go any way. It can work out, it might not work out. And I think, at that stage, I'm not ready to invest a whole lot of thought and time unless somebody specifically comes to me, and asks me for some strategies. But as far as marriage is concerned, I think that one of the top priorities, that the two people need to do is agree. So while we have all of these opinions about what this wife should do and what this husband should do or how they should work as a couple, the bottom line is that the two people that are in the marriage need to agree, period. So you don't have to approve of what they decide. If those two people agree, then and it works for them, then that's their marriage. And I think that we really have nothing to say when it comes to that. Now, between those two married people, honesty is very important. Why is honesty important? I think that the most comfortable and most safe thing to do is be yourself. So if you're in a marriage and you can't be yourself, you can't be honest, then it's not going to be comfortable. You can only put up, a wall. You can only be fake. You can only put up a facade for so long. And then it begins to be uncomfortable. And that's when things start to fall apart, because you've tried to be something and someone that you are not. And you can only keep up appearances for so long. And that doesn't only go for marriage, but we're talking about marriage right now. So those two essential things, agreement and honesty, very important. So if those things are difficult for you, but you desire to be married, then those things, are things that I typically help clients with, who, if that's their desire. Do I think that everybody needs to be married? Absolutely not. If that's not a desire of yours, I don't think that people should push you into that. Marriage is nothing to rush, and it's nothing to try to do if that's not something that's on your agenda, or something that you don't admire, or something that you don't want to be in, because you're going to have to work with the person. Marriage is work. Um, Two necessary components in addition to honesty and agreement: love and commitment. I know that there are plenty of marriages where there's no love. Um, so they have other reasons for entering into that marriage. And so it's a plethora of reasons. But I think if staying married is something that you would like to do, love has got to be in there. Love affects how you treat a person. Love affects how you hear information. Love affects your perception of things. So just think of a friend of yours versus somebody you don't like. They could do the same action and you would look at it differently. It's about how you feel about somebody. So it's very difficult to want to work things out or to see past arguments and disagreements if love isn't there. Love has to be a base. Love is a requirement. And sometimes we fall in and out of love. I'm not talking about necessarily that fuzzy feeling all the time. It's a commitment that you've made. It's a conscious decision that you've made to have that person's back, to be there for that person, to make an effort to understand, and to make things pleasant. I think one of the most important things about my current marriage is that my home is a safe space. So my husband and I are both very strongly opinionated people, but I respect his opinion, even when I don't like it. And I'm not shy about letting him know when I don't like his opinion. And he's probably shyer than I am about telling me, but he does let me know when he does not agree with me. But the fact is, we respect each other's opinions. I think that he makes good decisions most of the time. And he probably thinks the same thing about me. All right, so love and commitment are important. If you're not sure what I mean by commitment, again, it's a conscious decision. I personally prefer that people go into marriage as a lifelong commitment, but I've heard people say, and I'll say this: with my first marriage, even though I did get divorced, I did not enter into that marriage intending to get a divorce. There were circumstances that just did not allow for that marriage to continue. So I just don't think that it's healthy to go into a marriage expecting it not to last, because I think why do it? Help me understand that. If you can help me understand that, cool. Hey, Brandon, what do you say, Brandon? Honest and upfront from the beginning. Yes, I totally agree. Absolutely. Like I said, I think it's just so much easier to be yourself. Okay, so now how we got to this evening is the topic of faithfulness. And then the difference between faithfulness and loyalty. I know when I was younger, I thought they were the same thing. I don't think that anymore, because somebody can be totally loyal to you and not faithful to you. How does that work out? They have your back. They're loyal. They're always going to be there for you when you need something. But faithful has to do with maintaining the vows, the virtue in the marriage. And so I think that faithfulness is important. But again, let's go back to agreement. So when I said at the very beginning, two married people need to agree. If two people are okay, I hear my mom talking. Sorry. If two people are in a marriage and they agree that they can see other people, I don't understand that. I mean, I got married because I just wanted to be with one person. And before we got married, that's a conversation that I had with my husband to make sure we're on the same page. But now some people get married and understand that they're not going to only be with that one person, and their spouse agrees. Maybe their spouse is the same way. That's between them. However, when they bring somebody else into that marriage, that to me, that's complicated. I don't like complications. I don't like drama. And so I help people to avoid those things, because those things to me cause pain. And I don't do that intentionally, put myself in situations that are going to cause me pain or cause other people pain. So teach sis. Oh, hey, Lika. I'm glad to see you guys on here. So I really, like I said, I really didn't have a lot to talk about. I was just kind of shocked. Well, not really shocked, because I hear things all the time, but just disappointed, I guess, to hear this lady's letter unfold in how she found herself in an entanglement with a married pastor. So I feel like, as she explains in her letter, she clearly understood what she did that caused problems in the relationship. And I feel like she clearly pointed out places in the relationship where she could have stopped things. I just don't think. Oh, he said no more drama in his life. I just don't think that we fall into things unknowingly, unless we just have no experience whatsoever. But now, if the pastor was clear on the fact that he was married, I don't understand how you allow yourself to move past that. Now, if it were a different situation and he concealed that information and then you found yourself in that situation, I understand. And if you develop feelings for that person, I understand how it could be difficult to get out of that situation. But you also got to think about who could be harmed in the situation. And I think that people who don't have been hurt before, and so they've got a hardness, a hardness in their heart. Not saying that they have a hard heart, but they have a hardness to where they feel like, well, they've been hurt and they survived, and so if somebody else gets hurt in this situation, that's something that they have to deal with. But again, yeah, I don't like complications. I don't like drama. I like people. I like for people to be happy, and I like for people to find those happy places in their lives. So if I helped anybody, I hope this was good. Let's see, how long have I been on here? Should I hang up just yet? It's 7:18. Oh, it's only been 20 minutes. So anybody have a topic they want to talk about? Anybody have a discussion topic or a question they want to ask me? When did I get married the second time? Why did my first marriage end? Do I love being a mom? What am I going to do about Thanksgiving this year? Since I'm not used to cooking Thanksgiving dinner, it's been a very long time since I've cooked a full Thanksgiving dinner. And not that I am not capable. I just need to find the energy and the desire. Oh, Brandon, you cook. Any suggestions? What are you cooking for Thanksgiving dinner? Help me out. My husband wants a jerk turkey. That's the last thing I wanted to cook, was a turkey. No, everybody's doing well in their marriages and in their relationships. We're good. Oh, you know what? This other thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to fall out of the screen. Okay, so right now I'm contracted out to work at childcare centers. It started when the quarantine began and centers were shutting down. Centers were shutting down, but essential workers still needed childcare. And so there's an agency. Hey, babe. There's an agency that places workers in childcare centers. And so a lot of teachers had quit because they were afraid to be around, the possibility of people who were ill. So, consequently, if somebody is going into work every day, let's say somebody who works at the airport or somebody who works at the hospital, and they're around people who potentially or definitely have COVID-19, and then they have children and those children come to school it's a high risk situation, and I understand that. So there were a lot of vacancies. So having said that, the place where I am right now, they gave us this book. Can you see this? And they had all of us take like a personality test. And there are 34 of these different personality or character traits. And wow, there's a lot. So I'm not going to show you on screen because it has other people's name on there. But I got, let's see, relator, responsibility, focus, achiever, and learner. So I'm just going to show this book again so you can read it and get the descriptions of those, because it would take a long time for me to read those and explain those. But I was telling them on Friday, I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't get, what was the one that I didn't get? Empathy, because I thought I was pretty empathetic. But I was told that maybe it wasn't in my top 5, but it could be there somewhere. All right. What did you say, Brandon? Make it my own. Oh, make the Thanksgiving dinner my own. Okay, we can try that. What do you say, babe? I can make it my own. I think one year I did cook a salmon. I'm good at cooking salmon. You gonna have to start jerk turkey early. I think that might be my husband's project. I don't know about that jerk turkey. How early, Brandon? Okay. So anyway, I don't really have anything to talk about if nobody wants to ask me any questions about relationships. This was really just for me to make some statements and to get some feedback. But if you guys are all in agreement, there's nothing really to talk about. Oh, I am going to start my online classes during the month of December, because it gets cold in December. And I don't necessarily want to do too much going outside. Okay, let's see. We will cook salmon. Oh, thanks, babe. All right. Yes, indeed. Buck tradition and and think of fun spends on dishes. Okay, I'm gonna Google some things. But I know we have to have the candy yams, the greens, and the macaroni and cheese. Those things I'm not willing to give up for my Thanksgiving dinner. But they can go with salmon, depending on how we season the salmon. So, okay, in the month of December, I'm going to start online classes for people who want to homeschool and parents who are still needing some extra help with the remote learning with their students. And what else? I don't know, but here's my book. And somebody I promised them a book, and I keep forgetting to bring it to them. So I'm going to sign it tonight, and I'm going to bring it to them. Okay, let's see. Let's see what Brandon says about this turkey. Thaw it out how many days in advance? Make a rub and let it sit in it for a day. Oh, so that I need to start like Wednesday, tomorrow or Wednesday, then slow cook it for a few hours and finish it. Okay. I'm gonna have to screenshot these instructions. Oh, really? Okay. That's exciting. All right. Okay, guys. Nobody wants to talk to me or ask me anything? No? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys chiming in. So here's the thing. Next week is November 30th. I will be back with Girl Talk. And then the following week, I believe it's the following week, we have our last Mary game, and that's going to be the last episode of the season. And then some things are going to change for season 3. This is the last season that I am going to consistently do live. But I will explain some of those details in the future. So next week, Don B will be back. Sunsay will be back. Oh, forgive me, whoever is the 4th person. I'm so sorry. I don't have anything in front of me. But my husband and I, Barry Israel and I, we are hosting our very first marriage retreat. So due to the fun that we've had doing the Mary game, we've had a few couples ask us to create and host a marriage retreat, and we did have in-person retreat scheduled for this upcoming February, but due to the recent surges in COVID cases and the changes in some rules about quarantine, we decided to pull back. So we will have an in-person retreat in the future, but the one for February is going to be virtual. But it is still going to be fun, even though we're not in person. So we have a lot of things planned. We have some classes planned. We have some workshops. We have some games. We have prizes. We have gifts. Barry Israel can't do anything without giving away something free. So there are going to be things. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you have any questions about that, you can go to loveisrael.eventbrite.com for details. And of course, you can always inbox me and ask me questions or post questions on the page. All right. Well, thank you guys again for tuning in. I always want you to have, okay, I can. Oh, you want to know how to, I can invite you, but I don't know where to send the invite. Oh, you know what? I will post the invite in the, what do you call that? In the comments. Hold on one second. Let's see if it works, because I have never done this before. Do you have something you want to ask? Or you just want everybody to see you? All right. So I just posted the link to get into the stream. So if you click on that link, you will show up in my waiting room, and then I can let you in to the studio. So it's all up to you. So yeah, I guess until that happens, I can tell you a little bit about, oh no, I guess I could be more candid than I've been. So I'm going to read the back of my book to you, and then you let me know if you have any other questions. So the name of my book is called End of Silent Suffering. So it is in reference to my very first marriage, but it is a book of well, it's not really a book of interviews, but it has excerpts from interviews that I did. So anyway, End of Silent Suffering features a small collection of conversations and interviews with clients who've endured life with a sex addict and have willingly shared their experiences for the purpose of helping everyday people going through relationship troubles or needing answers to serious questions. This was done to provide insight into the world of the victim and to assist those who need clarity about their situation and to rid them of the burden. I, Aisha, aim to educate the masses, but especially the victim. My book serves to empower people who have fallen in love with a sex addict. When people are in love, they tend to give their partner the benefit of the doubt, as you should. They want to believe the best about their partner, but a sex addict depends on this unconditional love and seemingly endless cycle of forgiveness. I want the spouse to know that they must end this cycle. Their sanity and quite possibly their life depend on it. All right. All right. We have two people. Okay, let me. Hey, Brandon.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Hey,
Quite all right.
it's kind of dark. So what's up, Brandon? How are you?
I am all right. I'm living life.
That's awesome. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm glad you're
I
still
know.
cooking.
Yes, indeed. I'm a chef in a few different places now.
Oh, really?
So
In a few different places?
yeah, I'm a chef. It's for one is for an organic farm that does camp and business retreats. Called the
Oh,
Country Experience. And
okay.
then I cook and I teach at the Garfield Park Conservatory. And then I still work for Canteen in other places. So
That's a lot. That's a lot of work, a lot of cooking.
yeah, I'm bouncing around a lot. And
Okay. Are you happy though?
yes, I'm doing recipes for the conservatory right now for because we do like a recipe book every month, and I'm doing
Okay.
like some winter recipes right now. And then I'm working on a YouTube show, like an interview cooking show. So
Nice. Nice. I like that. That
trying to
sounds
stay
really
busy.
good. Huh?
They're trying to stay busy.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, you don't want to be bored, especially when the quarantine hits, because that
Right.
quarantine does not have boredom at all.
Exactly. Right.
How did you do during the first wave of the lockdown?
I never stopped working because every place, like the locations I worked at, never closed.
Okay,
So, only thing different, typically during the spring, I would have like a lot of caterings that I would do,
okay,
and a lot of that got cut out. But other than that, I still had employment. And at the conservatory, everybody just started working from home. So
okay.
we switched everything to online programming, trying to get people involved with like starting their own gardens, then how to turn their gardens into meals and foods, and then how to do DIY programming from their house with their children and such.
I like that. That
Yeah,
sounds nice. I probably need to check in on that, especially the garden thing. I don't have a green thumb, so that's a problem
uh,
for
yeah.
me.
I cook the food a lot better than I grow it, but
Understandable.
but working on a farm and everything still worked out. We still did the farm this year also. They just had to change a lot of stuff instead of doing overnight camps, making them family camps to keep everything, COVID clean.
Right. Okay.
So
Well, that's a blessing that you didn't have to stop working. That's
yeah.
good.
How
Yeah.
about yourself?
So okay, so I haven't been employed since January of 2019. That's
Okay.
yeah, when I stopped working at Malcolm X. And so, but my husband and I, we had started an event planning business prior to that, probably
Mm-hmm.
not that long before that. I think because we got married in May of 2018, and so our business started in November of that year, so November of 2018. And so we had several events, that were going. So it was really good, really nice. And then when the quarantine hit, events kind of started falling off because
Mm-hmm.
they were big events and they were outside of the house. So adjusting to the virtual, um, it's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
So um,
Well, you look like you're being consistent in everything, which is good.
I am trying. I am trying. This kind of keeps me alive and keeps me upbeat. So,
Mm-hmm.
as you know, I love working with kids. So,
Right.
I do that. But I'm getting older, and so I'm tired.
You don't look a day over 27.
Oh, aren't you nice? Maybe I should have you 27. That's funny, but I appreciate. Yeah, the kid. I'm just tired. So I love the
Yeah.
kids. They make me laugh. They keep me on my toes. But typically when I come home from that, I am just beat. So I'm very thankful that I have teenage children who um are learning to cook. I mean, they've been learning to cook for some years, but they haven't made it to pro status just yet. So
Yeah. They're on their way. See, that's what I have like on the farms. They do camps also. They go from 16 to 15 years old, but everybody gets to work in the kitchen and everything is made from scratch and from the farm for the most part.
ooh,
So I have like 6 year olds in there using the same knives that I do and learning how to like help them make breakfast and meals and come up with ideas. And
you
if they want pastries, they have to make them up. Yeah.
oh wow. That's trust
That's
right there.
well, the first day everybody has to go through knife skills, and so I teach them like different techniques on how to protect their fingers and such.
Okay.
Um, and then show them how to cut different things. And typically the first day is like familiar food, like tacos or pasta or something like that they can sort of help out with and have an idea of what they're
Okay.
cutting. Then after that, all the real fun starts because
Okay.
they typically like stay for a week, but they get pretty creative with the flavors and ideas and such like that. And a
Okay.
lot of them have a lot of fun making stuff. Some are like been real professional. I think one year they had somebody who won Master Chef Junior, like one of their schools
Okay.
paying
So they
for
start they
themselves.
start with you.
But, I'm the catalyst. I'm the foundation.
Okay. Well, because my daughter and I, we've watched MasterChef Junior, and we're like, where
Mm,
do these kids come from? Like, they're cooking, some serious dishes.
yeah,
The way that they
I'm
serve
surprised.
the food, we're like,
Yeah, yeah, I've gotten some kids at the farm who know like a lot of different techniques already, and then like have some ideas. There was one young lady who came, and I think after the first year, she started running her own section at the kitchen, just making pastries for farmers markets and stuff.
And
And
how old is it?
I think I think she was 10, turning 11, and thing up until she was 12 or 13. And then there was another young lady who was a junior counselor. Her family owned the ice cream shop where they made the pastries, like the cupcakes and everything for it. And
Okay.
she was the oldest one at like 15. And then her
Wow.
two younger sisters.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it
That's
is
pretty
pretty fun.
yeah.
Yeah,
It sounds fun, but that's pretty impressive for them to have that knowledge and the skill at such a young age.
yeah.
Man, I'm like, I want to come take the class, but I don't want to be the oldest in class.
No,
That,
it's to the family retreat. Jump
wait,
in.
what? You were breaking up.
Women family retreat.
Oh, you
Like
said
come
you
as a
got
family and yeah, like to come as a family and rent a cabin for a week and stay out there and have everything made for you. But you can help out, go around the farm, whatever, work with the animals.
where is the farm?
Do you know where Galena is?
Yeah.
It's probably like 15, 20 minutes outside of Galena, in Elizabeth, Illinois. So like
Okay.
right on the northwest edge of Illinois.
Okay. And you said people come and stay for like a week.
Yeah, they can do like a week. Well, they close in the winter, but typically like spring, summer, and fall.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
But yeah, it's called the Country Experience. It's pretty fun though.
It sounds fun. And
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like you walk away with some very good information, something you can
Oh
use.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow. How nice. Nice. Yeah, I
Especially
was
like we
surprised.
show how to utilize everything. They surprised by what?
Oh no, I was just surprised to see your name pop up last week. And Brittany, that you guys were still in touch. I'm like, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, because I think Brittany put it up that she was going to be on there, and even though I was still at work, I was preparing something for a meal the next day.
Okay.
But I was still able to log in and like follow it a little bit.
Yeah. Really cool. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the views and the comments help me keep going.
Yeah.
We get have you so last week was the first time you'd ever seen my show?
Yes.
Okay. So last week was Girl Talk. Girl Talk, you can see we get we get it's kind of all over the place. A lot of times, most of the time, it has to do with something that has to do with relationships, but not always.
Mhm.
But it's a lot of fun. And then the married game it's like the newlywed game. So
Mhm.
different couples compete against each other just to see who knows each other best. So we have a lot of fun with that. But those are probably the two um, more lighthearted, fun things because I've talked about politics and parenting as well.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, those that's probably where I stay. I stay like within relationships. So either like between women, between married couples, or parents and children. Those are my areas of expertise, my strengths.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
You
kind.
know, I've
It's
always considered myself one of the girls.
yeah, and we're not that girly.
Right. All right, I'm not very girly girl.
No, no, it doesn't sound weird. But yeah, that's cool. Well, I won't keep you unless I mean if you want to promote a business, you can do that. Um, uh-oh, I can't hear you. What'd you say?
These exclusives
You're gonna have to
for
say it one
young ladies I work with. Oh, I'm breaking up. Signal's terrible here.
more. You moving around?
Yeah.
Okay, try it again. Say it one more time.
All right. I was saying the head I have on is Legion exclusive from a young lady that I work with, but she has her own fashion and custom design company.
Oh,
So she
nice.
makes stuff custom made for people, typically yarn made or some other stuff. And this is one of her hats that
Okay.
I wear. It works pretty well. I'm wearing it a little
Yeah,
crooked right now, but it works.
it looks nice. Now,
Yeah,
what is the design?
it's
Legion.
a Legion.
Oh, a Legion exclusives. Okay,
Yeah.
very nice. Now, is it a minority owned? I see it's a woman owned. You said woman owned, right?
Yes. Very
Women.
much a young black lady.
Okay. All right.
I think she just turned 25. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, I've been promoting a lot of them. I have another friend. She has a fitness company called O Robbie. Um, who I think she's 27. Also a young black lady. She actually went to Malcolm X. She played for the Lady Hawks, but
Oh,
she has her own fitness line and she just started. And
okay.
I bought her fitness bands and stuff and use those to work out with. I try to
Cool. I
try
need
to
to buy
support.
some more fitness clothes. Maybe that'll help me get in the gym.
If
Not really sure. Yeah, my
you want, I can send you some.
okay. Well, you can do. Wait, what'd you say?
If you want, I can send you some of the old Robbie fitness bands.
That'll work for me. Um, so do me a favor. I'm because I'm pointing like you can see me pointing, but put 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 their business information in the comments so other people can see. Whenever they check in, because we don't always get everybody checking in live, but then when you come back, it's a lot of people that have viewed it, so they can see the comments on their own time, and I think that would be really cool. um, just to support. We gotta support. We gotta strengthen. We got what do you call it? Grow our wealth in the community. So I'm very excited for you. I'm glad that you're doing what you want to do. I miss those
Yeah.
big cakes. Do you remember making those?
Yes.
My
Yes.
my son loved them the most. Now my son can eat more than his dad, but
You
the
know,
big cakes.
they became so popular, like even because now, even at the farm, I think it's probably Wednesdays we do pancakes. Wednesdays and Thursdays
Mm-hmm.
we do pancakes, and like I have to come up with a bunch of different type of pancakes because kids get so creative, and so I
Oh,
have to come up with like different types of oatmeal pancakes and squash pancakes, and then different flavors and shapes possibly, and whatever else. The same with I think Tuesday is like biscuit morning. So I've had like apple pie biscuits to s'more biscuits to all types of stuff.
oh, you
So
just having fun.
oh man, they keep me on my toes.
Like retro biscuits, we've had all of those. Okay,
Yeah,
you do this.
you know.
I like
And then I think
it.
Thursday is like pizzas night, and we make all the pizzas from scratch, like from the dough to the sauce and everything else.
Okay,
So they have
okay,
a blast of those. It's fun out there.
all right. You put it in the.
I think I put it in the wrong chat.
That's okay. See if it comes up. I'm putting it in the. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there
came.
you go.
Okay, all right. So that's good. Oh, that was an E. I thought that was an A. See, that's why you gotta type it in there. Because I would have been. I
Right.
can't find it. Okay. All right. Awesome. And well, you seem really, really busy, but are you available for private hire? Like, can somebody hire you as a private chef?
Yes, there's been some families that I've worked with doing private chef before. I might get a
Okay.
little noise right now. I have to get something out the oven.
Okay. Let me see what time it is. Oh, it's 7:44. I have 15 more minutes left in my live internet cast. Yeah, I didn't really have anything planned for today. I just was kind of tired of politics, and I wanted to kind of spend more time with the medical. So with the COVID, it's not like we weren't expecting with flu season for there to be more cases, but I wasn't expecting necessarily such a surge,
Mhm.
and I feel like maybe we should do another one on the just keeping children safe during the winter, health wise. Um, and it's very interesting just the things that they're saying about that because in Head Start, I worked so many years in Head Start, some of those practices were already in place and we just had to step those up just a little bit. But um, it's a lot to do. So hopefully you are staying safe and keeping those children safe as you guys are having fun.
Most definitely.
Yes. All right.
I can
Uh-oh.
tell you, we even typically have a COVID prevention crew that goes
Really?
around and makes sure everything stays clean and sanitized.
I like that. I'm sure everybody wishes they could have that. I did. Now I did. I've worked in several different centers
Mhm.
since the quarantine hit, and I've seen a lot of different strategies for keeping things clean. I've seen where that everybody has to change shoes when they walk in. I've seen where everybody has to put on shoe covers, change coats. So it's a lot of different things that people are doing. But one thing that's consistent is constant hand washing.
Yeah,
So, I mean, that seems to be probably one of the most important, on top of taking your vitamins.
right. Eating well definitely helps out. Right, and such.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, well, I won't take up all your time. I know it sound you working, you taking stuff out the oven. What'd you just take out of the oven?
I was making some apple chips.
Like the kind you buy in the store?
Yeah, because I'm doing a recipe for the conservatory. I wanted to make some and take some pictures of them to
Oh,
add to the recipe card when it goes live. It should be sometime in the middle of next month.
okay. So what do you have to do to make apple chips?
It's pretty easy actually. You just have to core the apples out. Typically, you want to get a sweeter red apple, or sometimes
Okay.
Granny Smith work. You want it a little more sour.
Yeah.
You core it out, and you cut them thin, probably like an eighth of an inch. Or if you're pretty good with the knife, you could probably go a little bit thinner. You want your oven to be low, probably 200, 225 degrees.
Oh,
Make sure you have a sheet pan lined with parchment paper. Lay them out, sprinkle if you want cinnamon, nutmeg, or brown sugar or something for flavor to put over, to sprinkle over and even. Then you want to cook them about an hour on one side, then flip them and cook them until they get as crispy as you want on the other side. Then if you want to be fancy, you can add like some melted chocolate to it or caramel, or add like shaved coconut or chips or whatever else you want to it. And then eat and enjoy. It's pretty straightforward, not that difficult.
pretty healthy stack
Yeah.
and fun. We might try that. Huh?
And all types of other stuff.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear all of that. It was going in and out, but it's
Oh,
okay. But I did.
I
I like
I'll send you some stuff.
that. Okay, that'll be great. Seriously,
Uh,
especially since I'm getting ready to go 4 days at home.
mhm.
Everything's online now. I'm so happy we don't have to do the Black Friday in person.
Oh, man.
I had like given up.
I was never a fan.
Man, the last year I did that, I did it because I literally saw a fight. And I said, "This is insane." Uh, and they would always put stuff on the news or World Star or
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah, no,
right,
I had waited. I just remember I had waited in the cold, in the freezing cold for like hours. I don't remember how many hours. It was early in the morning, and I was near the front of the line when this all started. And then when they opened the doors, people just forgot about the line. Like they just bum rushed the door.
right,
The people were coming from the parking lot and everything. I mean, it was like, where have you been? So you mean I could have waited in my car, you know? And then they were like
right.
stepping over people, pushing people down, everything, running to get to wherever they were going. And I really felt led of the Holy Spirit. Like I just took a turn to avoid all the crazy people, and I turned right into. I think they were selling a PlayStation 2 back then, 3. I don't know. It wasn't the 4. The 4 I bought a whole different way, but whatever it was, I was like, "Ooh!" I turned right in there, and I got my PlayStation for my son, and I was happy. Oh no, we lost Brandon. Well, hopefully he's still listening, and it's okay because it's 7:50. So I was gonna wrap up soon anyway. Well, I was going to wrap up before, but then I had somebody call. Um, so I can do a quick recap. I am going to start my online classes next month. Really, right now is to help parents. Oh, look at that! You pop right back into. You're muted though.
All right, now we're back.
I was just going over the recap. Now, what were you saying something when you popped out?
No, I was gonna say I think the last time, like I never really had to do, I guess, the in-person Black Friday because
Mm,
most of the stores I shopped at, most of the people knew me, so they would always ask me like a week in advance what I wanted, and they take it and put it to the side for me and like put it to the back, so
that's
I
what you
can come
call a
like
hook.
way later on.
You don't have to wait in line. You don't have to fight over anything.
Right.
That's
I show up at like 2 p.m. Like, hey, I'm here. How you doing?
oh nice. You can wait out at like 4 o'clock in the morning, like the rest of us, making sure we had on like the warmest coats and the warm.
Nah, I'm just sitting at home like, I'll wait till everything's done.
What do you say? All the crazy people are gone. Okay, I'm on my
All
way.
right, here I come. Here I come.
Exactly. Must be nice. Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm glad things are online now, and I'm also glad my children are older. They don't want that many things. Neither
Yeah,
of my boys have given me a list at all.
but
And
stay
my,
away from the PlayStation 5 right now.
you said stay away from it.
Yeah, it's sold
Why?
out everywhere.
Why stay away from it? What's wrong with
Cause
it?
it's not just sold out everywhere. You know, all the price gouges,
Oh, okay. So
all the
anything I
price
find,
gouging has been going on.
it's not going to be a reasonable price.
Right, until they get it back in stock. Right now, I'm seeing people like selling a box for like $1,000 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't that. I would immediately be like, oh, yeah, I'm not one of those parents that's gonna, be in a bad situation to be able to buy a toy. Not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
that's good. Don't ever be.
No, I don't play about the money.
Mm,
Yeah, no. But I will do something. We're not gonna have nothing with that. Okay,
right.
cool. I'm glad. So I won't be incredibly horrified if I see that, but I also won't feel obligated.
Yeah, don't be obligated at all.
No. I think
Right.
the most expensive thing my daughter asked for was a camera. So I'm like,
Okay.
yeah.
Have a
And like,
little photographer on your hands.
huh?
You have a little photographer on your hands.
Yeah, she does pretty good with the the camera phone. Um,
Mm,
she likes it. I used to do photography back in high school, and then
okay.
from high school for a long time, I took a lot of pictures. But I haven't had a real camera in a very long time. So you know,
Yeah. You had
something,
some adjustment to it.
yeah, something. But I can help her. I'm excited that she wants that. So we'll see. We'll see.
No, she can become your camera person.
Yeah, the only thing is like she started when I started, she was helping me with all of, everything, the equipment and everything.
Mm,
But then the content of some of my shows is
started going to live.
yes, TV 14 TVMA. So yes, she had to step out of the room probably like 2 or 3 times during one particular episode. I think after that she was done with me. Like,
If I can't be a part of it, I'm not going to be a part of
yeah, I can't
it.
stepping back in. You're gonna have to figure this out on your own. So
Yeah.
but anyway, well, I'm going to say I appreciate you chiming in this week, and I hope you'll chime in again. Next week is going to be girl talk, so you can chime in if you want. And then after that is the married game, and like I said, then after that, breaking for the holidays.
All
Um,
right.
yes. So thank you, Brandon.
No
I hope
problem. Thank
to see
you
you
for
soon.
having me.
Okay, and I'll be looking for all that stuff you said you were gonna send me.
All right.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna say bye
No
to
problem.
Brandon. All right, bye, Brandon.
All right. Peace.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off so soon. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. I appreciate you just chilling with me tonight. Didn't have any really heavy content. It's the week of Thanksgiving, so I didn't want it to be heavy. There are places all over the city and the suburbs that are giving out free turkeys and free boxes of food. I can put those things in the comments if you're interested in that or want to share it with somebody. And again, so next week, tune in for Girl Talk. 2 weeks from tonight is the last episode of season 2, which will be the Mary game. And then in December, during the hiatus, are online classes for parents who want to prepare for homeschool or strategies to get through remote learning. And always, 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 you can schedule an appointment with me for life coaching. And what else do we have? Oh, the marriage retreat, which is going to be virtual. So you can go to loveisreal.eventbrite.com, and that's about it. So, thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversations with your host, Aisha Israel. I am the laid back, down to earth life coach. And as always, please know and embrace true love because you are worth it. Have a blessed evening. Good night.